Hello everyone, how's it going? I am Louis, the Average Guy 1983, and in this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Fenrir branded motorcycle style mirrors. These are bar end mirrors, and the reason why I trust to go with bar end mirrors is because of my previous experience with the Michow mirrors that I still recommend if you're using like handlebar style scooters, but because the GT1 has a very awkwardly shaped handlebar, I decided to go with bar end mirrors, which are ideal for motorcycles, which I'm also going to be using that on the RS so that I can use the bar for better things like the GoPro and other accessories I want to add to it. So this one is going to be the unboxing for the GT1 and also the installation process. So as you guys can see from what I wrote down on the box, this is the Fenrir brand. The item code is 801-0375 for the actual design of the mirrors. And then the price is $68 and it was purchased on Amazon.com. Inside you get your installation guide, which has a list of a bunch of like motorcycles that it's intended for, but we're going to be using it for scooters. So we're going to be using method number 2. It looks like that. So all the hardware for method number 2 is going to be used for the left side of the handlebar for both the RS and the GT1. And they even have a barcode here in the bottom so you can see a video on how that's done. And then we have method number 3, which is going to be done for the right side, because the right side of the GT1 does already have a pre-existing M5 size screw. So we are going to have to use an M5 screw because these ones come with M6. So you just got to get the appropriate size length, and that works for your specific scooter if it has the same M5 threaded insert like the RS and the GT1. And we can get these installed. And again, it does have a barcode in the bottom that you can scan, and it'll show you exactly what you got to do for all of this. So this is what we're going to be using. Method number 3 for the right side, method number 2 for the left side. So these are the mirrors. Now these are really big, and the reason why I chose to go with these, and I'm using the Pocket 3 by the way, with a bunch of lighting here. You guys can kind of see all of that. There's another one there, one right there, and then the big one behind me is to get the best lighting possible. But here's the mirror. It's a big size mirror. If I get my measuring tape, we can see that the mirror is approximately 5.5 inches wide, and the width is 3.5 inches. So it's a pretty good size mirror for visibility, and it's made out of aluminum. So the back, if you can hear that, it's straight up aluminum. Here you go. Has a really nice design. This is very firm, by the way, so it's supposed to not have any kind of shaking and falling or anything like that, or where it goes from it being installed and it starts going down with vibration. It's not supposed to do that. So that's why I went with these mirrors. So let me show you the hardware real quick that we're going to be using. This is both the same for the left and the right side. It comes with these washers that are to compensate for the width of the grip that's supposed to go on the edge of the handlebar. So it has 3 of them. It has this thick one, it has this really thin one here, and one that I already have pre-installed inside of this here. And on the side of that, you also get this mounting part that's supposed to go for the bracket itself on the edge of the handlebar. And then this area here has that little screw that's supposed to be tightened out so that it can actually expand this little area here wide enough so that it can stick onto the handlebar and not move at all. Here you go. You're going to need both of these expander thingies for the handlebar on the left side for both the RS and the GT1. So just keep that in mind. Don't lose any of this. For the right side, it's just going to be a screw like this without needing this part here. So let's go ahead and put this back. And remember to always go counterclockwise before you go clockwise, and make sure that you don't strip your screw hole, because this is aluminum and it can easily strip if you do the wrong move on this. These are the brackets that are going to be getting installed on the edge of the handlebar. So one's going to be on the right side, and then the opposite's going to be on the left side of the handlebar here on the corner. Okay, so excuse my hands for being scratched, but I went back to work and I work night shift, so weather's pretty cold in the nighttime, so I apologize for that. But this goes on the edge of the handlebar like this, and then the mirror is going to go attached on the corner like this. So this is going to be pretty cool to have on the GT1, especially these large size mirrors. Other than that, you get the hardware that's required. Got your M6 screws in different sizes and 2 Allen keys. And then for me, for my personal installation, I already have a washer, an M5 screw at the 60 mm size length that I need, which is about 2.5 inches. That's all I need for the right side for the GT1. So other than that, this is the unboxing of this. Let's go ahead and install it. I'll show you guys how to put it on so you guys can see how this goes on. And now you can have 2 mirrors instead of just one that I've been seeing a lot of people on YouTube just having on their GT1, and they attach it to their handlebar, which then reduces your space available for you to be able to have your hands appropriately gripped onto the handlebar, and that's like a safety concern. Let's go upstairs and install these on the GT1 and we'll move forward. Here's the GT1. Like I told you guys, the handlebar is very awkwardly shaped, man. I don't know why it's shaped like this. It's the same for the GT2. I do have a cell phone mount here that I installed, and I'll show you guys a little detail video footage of that, and once I get done with this mirror stuff. But I wanted to show you guys, I do have a new horn, because if I go with the stock horn, it sounds like this. See that? And if I use the same type of horn that I installed on the Max G2, which this is purchase number 2, it sounds like this. See the difference? This is much better than the stock horn, in case you guys are wondering how that works. I'm going to disconnect the horn. Just like that. So here's the horn. I'm going to grab this pry tool that you can see here, and I'm going to pry open the side here. So what you want to do is you want to grab it from the bottom and start pulling, just like that. You are going to scrape up the metal here just a bit, and then from there we can start pulling it out, just like that. You see that? Now there is a cap right here on this edge that we're also going to have to remove. So we can grab the pry tool again, put it here, and start prying it open. There we go. See? And there's the cap right there. Now you can use a plastic pry tool, but I chose this metal one. I did just scrape the top here, but it shouldn't matter, because once the handlebar grip goes all the way to the edge here, it shouldn't be seen. Okay, so we're going to be using this handlebar grip, and the way it's going to work is that this little insert is going to go on the edge here of the handlebar, just like that. But it's going to be a little tricky because you have to use this insert inside of the handlebar grip before you reinsert the handlebar grip with this. So this is going to be a little bit tricky, but I did misinform you guys a little bit. It turns out that you need the thinner part only, because if we use the thicker part as well, it's not going to fit on the edge of the handlebar at all. See that? It won't fit. But if I put the thinner one that's included, it fits all the way inside. And then once you lock this little mechanism in place, this little area would expand and lock into place. But again, we have to basically insert it this way, just like that, and then put this on the inside like this, and just adjust this little arm here however you guys want it, attach it. If you want it like this, if you want it like this, you just figure out how you want it, and then tighten it up with the Allen wrench key. And again, this is the M6 screw that originally comes with the hardware kit. The M5 does not come with it. I bought that separately at Ace Hardware for the right side, which is over here on this side. This side is much easier than this side. So let me go ahead and insert this into the handlebar grip, because it's going to be a little tricky. I have to remove all of this out of the way and put it inside of the handlebar from the inside here. Grab my finger, insert it in there, push down on this while I grab the Allen wrench key and turn this clockwise so that I can lock it a little bit. And then once I do that, I can go ahead and insert this whole thing the way it is, like you see here, into the handlebar grip like this, and then tighten it up and position it to where I want to have it. This is going to be like this, and it's going to go into the left handlebar grip, just like that. And then it's going to be very similar on the right hand side once we remove the screw, much easier than the left. Okay, then we have to insert this little bracket here, expander, inside, just like that, and then this little washer end on the inside as well, facing down. And then I have to hold on to it with my fingertip and start screwing it down so that I can get it tight enough so it doesn't get loose, and then I can go ahead and put the handlebar grip back on. So let's do that now. Okay, so a little trick to get this on. I did have to use this end of the original M6 screw that comes with this set, and I actually had to put it on the inside, pre-tighten it down like a quarter of the way to the original socket that was inside, that's part of this little kit, in order to get this to lock into place. So we have it on now. Now we can go ahead and insert it in. Here we go. Just tilt it a little bit just to make sure that this fits in here, just like that. See that? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are. This is already done on this side. So all we're gonna do now is just tighten up the Allen wrench key. Once this is locked into place, it's not going anywhere. I could already feel it tightening up very nicely. I'm gonna adjust this little armband that says Segway right here at the top because I want that branding to stay. And here we are. We're just tightening it up just to make sure that this does not go anywhere. This is going to stay put. All right, so there we go. It's tightened up. All right, so the last thing we need to do is just tighten up this arm. I'm going to put it like this for right now, just like that, so it doesn't move too much. All right, guys, now we can go ahead and attach the mirrors. Remember that these do have a specific direction to go on. So this one's going to be for this side. So this will go on right here like this, and the other side will be going on that side over there. So I just need to grab the small screw, the washer, and now the mirror, and tighten it up. Alrighty, my friends, so as you guys can see, the mirror has been put on. Now, the only way to be able to loosen this up and adjust it is going to be with your Allen wrench key. So make sure that you have the Allen wrench key to be able to adjust this edge of the mirror and also the back of the mirror with the key. But this side is done. So let's go ahead and go to the easier part and do this side. This side is super easy. So let me go ahead and get started with that now. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we're at the last part of this video. I have this little kit here, which I highly recommend. I'm going to share a link for you guys in the description because this is a very helpful tool. It comes with a wide variety of different sizes for Allen wrenches and hex keys and even security torque screws. So this is really good to have. We're going to need the 4mm size, which is the yellow one. So we're going to take that off right now. We're going to remove the rubber cap that's here, and then we're going to get the M5 screw off of here. So let me go ahead and loosen that up. Just like this. See how this is much more simpler than the other side? It's just a single screw. And again, the M5 screws do not come with this kit. You only get M6. So here's the M5 screw that I have. Here's the original screw that goes for the GT1. See the difference? And what we're compensating for, like you see here in the length here, we're compensating for that plastic bracket, which is this right here. The thickness of this is being compensated on the edge of the screw, just so you guys can see that. So now we're going to go ahead with the same washer in here, insert it here with the original M6 washer. So now you have double protection on here. Okay, so I'm going to insert this bracket nut along with this, but before we do that, we need to put in this plastic ring that you see here. So I have to insert this in here to the side, just like that, as far as it goes. Then insert this, just like that. Okay, and now we insert it into the edge here, and once we have it aligned, turn it counterclockwise just a little bit till you hear a click sound, so that it actually aligns with the threaded insert that's already inside here for an M5 screw. Once you do that, we can go ahead and start turning the key, just like that. This is much easier than the opposite side. There we go. We're getting this in already. Go. All right, this is as tight as it goes. Now we can go ahead and adjust the arm. So again, this part is going to use the original key that came with it. So just grab the key and start tightening it down. And if I were you, I would also try to align the scooter so that you can see exactly how high up this thing is supposed to be, so that it can be aligned with this side right here. Now that I know that it's right around here, we're good. I can turn it back to the side where the kickstand is at and finish tightening this up. Okay, so this has now been tightened. It's not going to go anywhere. You can see I'm moving it around and it's not going anywhere. Now let's grab the mirror and finish this off. And again, for the mirror, we're going to need this tiny little washer you can kind of see there that goes on the inside part of the screw, and then this little screw that goes on the outside. So when we install this, the screw goes on first, just like that. And then the little washer that you see here, okay, tiny washer, goes in here, just like that. And then the mirror gets installed. So if you want, you can hand tighten it first a little bit, just to get it in there, and then go ahead and start tightening it down with the Allen key. And there we go. Bam. And you can move this however you like to adjust it. See that? Now this can be adjusted down, up, to the left, to the right, however you want, and then that'll be inserted that way, and you no longer have to worry about having to loosen that up again. All right, so this is the installation on the Fenrir bar end mirrors. And now all I gotta do is just take out this GT1 for a spin and just adjust my mirrors to my liking, however I feel them comfortable, and I'm good to go. So that's it for this part of the unboxing and installation. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will share the links in the description to the mirrors, so if you wanna get them, now you know what to do. So your GT1 can now have 2 mirrors. And here's the convenient part of having the mirrors here instead of on the actual handlebar grip. Check this out. My arm completely goes over this area here without any issues. Nothing is being restricted, and I have both my hands on securely, so when I ride at the fastest speed, I won't fall off of this thing like what happened in my previous accident. So yeah, this is it here. And as for the phone mount, I promised you guys I was going to show you guys the phone mount thing. This is my phone. Unfortunately, with the case that I have, it has a wallet case in the back. It doesn't fit it. But if I take off my phone here and I put it here, it'll fit in just like this. This expands just like that. Once I have this inserted, I can push it a little bit down to secure it more, just like this, and it locks into place from the bottom, just like that. And now the phone is not going to move or go anywhere, and it's already installed. I can now go into the Segway app and keep an eye on my actual mileage that I'm actually doing, plus the battery temperature and everything else, including the trip information. So this is really cool. Let me get you guys a close-up of this handlebar, and I'll go ahead and share a link to the description of both the handlebar grip that I had to use, which was from Ram Mounts, plus the actual purchase of this whole entire case. Okay, so this right here is the Ram Mounts large size handlebar grip. The original screws did not fit, and unfortunately, even though I have the screw sticking out this much from the bottom, I tried a 2.5 inch instead of the 3 inch version, and this is a 1032 size screw by 3 inches. I couldn't get this to tighten up properly so that it can stay on and not move around because of the awkwardly shaped design of the actual handlebar grip. So if I really want to, I can cut these screws off with my Dremel disc and just cut the edge here and not have to worry about this part sticking out. But this is the Ram Mounts handlebar grip. That's a B-ball joint, and it's basically a 1-inch ball joint. And then this part here to this part is the entire cell phone system. And the cool part about it is that it uses a Torx screw on this edge. So even if you loosen this up, you can't remove this whole entire cell phone grip. Is like stuck to the actual body of the scooter, so somebody would really have to like legitimately break this off if they even want to try to steal this. So I have one more coming from my RS that's going to use the original handlebar grip, but this one here is by Ram Mounts, which is an oversized large handlebar grip, and longer size 1032 screws that are 3 inches long, and of course the 1032 washer that goes in the bottom. But other than that, that's how this looks like. This is the phone mount, and you guys can see I can easily push this button here, unlock it, and then I can move my phone out of the way, and that's it. I could also switch this in any position that I want so that it won't get in the way of anything. So this is pretty cool. I'm gonna put a link in the description for this as well for you guys. So if you guys are interested in getting this cell phone mount for your GT1 or your RS, just know that you're going to have to purchase for the GT1 the larger size Ram Mounts handlebar grip. So I will put a link in the description for everything that you've seen in this video today. Alrighty guys, my name is Louis. I am the Average Guy 1983, and this concludes my installation of the Fenrir bar end mirrors into a Segway GT1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember, if you're interested in this stuff, links are in the description. Have a good one. Peace for now.